Hello everyone and welcome to another live from the workshop, and today I'm going to be making another Regeneration custom. This is actually going to be a regenerated second Doctor, that is to say the second Doctor as he appeared at the start of Power of the Daleks. Now, one thing that a lot of people have done when they've done these is they have just taken a first Doctor figure and put the head of the second Doctor on it. But for some strange reason, when the second Doctor regenerated, or when the first Doctor regenerated into the second, his clothes seem to regenerate with him, because we see him collapse to the floor as the first Doctor, he regenerates into the second Doctor, and suddenly the second Doctor is wearing different clothes. Now, there isn't really actually any kind of real theory as to why this happened. I know it was supposedly going to be addressed in the Twice Upon a Time, but it was cut for unknown reasons, or it wasn't filmed for whatever reasons. I do have my own ideas about the reasons for this, which I will be doing in a future fan theories video, but for now, let's get on to doing a custom figure. So, to do this, I've obviously got a second Doctor figure, and what I'm going to do for this is I've got the second Doctor figure, I've got the arms from the Raggedy Doctor, and I have already sculpted on the braces on here, and I've also smoothed out areas on the torso, and I've also added a belt onto the trousers, because in the episode he does appear to wear a belt. The first thing I'm going to do though, however, is to repaint the trousers, so let's start off with that. And so here is my finished Regeneration second Doctor. So obviously I know I would say this, but I'm very pleased with how this came out. For those wondering, the cloak is removable. I will come back to the cloak in a minute. So to take you over the base figure, obviously it is just the second Doctor figure, but with the Raggedy Doctor, 11th Doctor arms. As you can see, I've also given the trousers another repaint. They're a little bit rough the closer you get to them, but I wanted them to sort of have a bit more of a khaki plaid look, and obviously on the braces as well, you can see all the detailing, and I'm very pleased with the arms. And obviously also he has the belt, which he also wears in the episode, and then the cloak is made from a Sycorax cloak, which I have basically just trimmed down, and then I've added on a bit of milliput at the back for a hood. So I've trimmed down the edges of this, and I've also trimmed down the front of the collar, and so that literally now does just sit on top of the figure very nicely. Yeah, it's a nice figure now I've made it. Again, it was one of these figures that I always said, oh, I'm not that interested in making it. And it still sort of never really interested me even now, but when I sort of had the idea of how I could also do the cloak, it added that little bit extra to the figure. And one of the things that, the other thing that sort of really jumped out to me about this is, as I said, previously I had made, or you might have seen this at this point, or it might be coming soon, but I have also made a coatless second Doctor from the two Doctors. And so having made that, it gave me the idea of doing this one. And it was one of those figures, again, that I'd seen other people do it. But the one thing that a lot of other people tend to do when they make regeneration figures, or at least when they make a regeneration figure of the second Doctor, is they just get a normal first Doctor, take the head off the second Doctor and put it on the first Doctor figure, and that's it. Now, obviously, as I believe I said at the start of this video, if not, I'll say it again now, in the episode itself, the strange occurrence is that the second Doctor's clothes seem to regenerate along with him. I do have my own theories about that, which I will do in a future fan theories video, but for that reason I sort of wanted a bit more of a screen accurate second Doctor, so I figured that it would be nicer to have him in his actual outfit that he appeared in the episode, because his shirt is a slightly different blue. Obviously we see the braces, we also see the belt, he has a slightly different trouser pattern, and also have the cloak as well, so it is something that really does sort of look a bit, like I said, it looks a bit different. The only thing I haven't added to this, which I may add later, is the tie loop that he has across the cloak. It's not a huge detail, and it would make it a little bit more difficult in the long run to remove the cloak, even if I just did it with thread. So I think I'll probably leave that for now, but overall it looks really good. And obviously, like I said, once you've got the cloak on the back, he's also obviously got the hood on there, so it just does look a little bit more like he would have done in the episode. And it is a very nice figure to do. But obviously, as I said, this is one of those figures that never really interested me that much. But as was the way with my regenerated 7th Doctor, and I have also done it with my regenerated 3rd Doctor, all of my regeneration figures, whether they're official or unofficial, are pretty much all now in boxes, or at least the classic ones. I haven't got a lot of the new ones yet. I will get them at some point for my collection, but all of my classic regeneration figures are all in boxes. So of course, I didn't want this one to stand out too much, just having it on the side. So of course, I have decided to put this together. And here it is, a non-San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2010, obviously, because you will see why it says that in a minute. But here is my boxed Regeneration 2nd Doctor. So obviously, for the box for this, I have used a exclusive Castrovalva regenerated 5th Doctor. A lot of these I tend to use for my box figures because they're still readily and cheaply and easily available. So literally all I've done for this pretty much is do the piece down here at the bottom, which has obviously the 2nd Doctor, and this is an image. It's not exactly a high-res image, but all I've done for this is literally just put this, copy this, and then colorized it myself. I considered doing it in black and white, but I think it just looks better in color, so I decided to stick with that. And obviously the 2nd Doctor 1966 to 1969, 1966 regeneration figure from Power of the Daleks. And so that's pretty much it for the box, but it looks really good. And I think as well, maybe it's just me, but I really think that the color scheme between the contrast of the box to the contrast of the figure looks really good. And I like the fact as well that the cloak fits in there. That was the other reason for choosing the regenerated 5th Doctor box, is because the figure fits really well in there, as does the cloak. So it sort of does make it stand out a bit more and look a bit better. But that's pretty much it. That is my Regeneration 2nd Doctor figure. So, as always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share. It really helps me out a lot. And be sure to check the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation, and you can get involved. There is exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding generated by my Patreon helps me fund future videos. And also, if you support my Patreon in any way, you get your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.